Now, this is one of my favorite spots, and I just cannot wait to shout it out with the boss lady herself, Nell. What up, y'all? It's your girl, DJ Fever, and we are here at Nello Vintage with the beautiful, wonderful Nell. Hey, girl.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this because I love coming in here. Like, the vibes are always there, and you're such an inspiration to me. Like, the way you blend music and fashion so, like, effortlessly, this is wonderful.
Thank you. That is mine.
Of course. So, your style is very eclectic. You don't seem to follow a lot of trends. So, could you tell me, like, what trends that you really like any current trends or that you like dislike?
Let's see, current trends right now. So yeah,
If you even follow trends at all.
yeah, I see them. So I will say, like, I come across them, but I don't actively follow them. So I mean, I could still be influenced by them, you know, just by scrolling. But I do notice, of course, like a lot of the Y2K vibes are back, which of course, like I was around during that time, so I know about that. So of course, I love like pulling out any like Y2K, Hilton type vibe
Yeah.
pieces. What else is true?
Bubble skirts.
Bubble skirt?
Yeah, like the poofy skirts, I feel like those are trending.
Okay. Look, I'm telling you, I have no clue. Like, I'm just in the thrift world, and
I feel
just
that.
because I have all the pieces from different eras that they can circulate. So if that's what's trending, then cool.
Okay. So, what do you feel like? What cities do you feel have the best style? Because I know you're from Milwaukee. What would you say about their fashion?
Okay, I have to be careful. So Milwaukee, the style there is very like American.
Okay, so red, white, and blue.
Yeah. So a lot of department store shopping. You know, you got the J.C. Penney's, you got the Kohl's. I will say there are some designers, like, I don't know if you heard of Unfinished Legacy. They're like a streetwear brand that's like upcoming.
How's thrifting there?
Thrifting, growing up, it was great. Like, I went thrifting with my grandmother. That's how I got into Nello and everything. Yeah. So, thrifting was my main store. Like, I didn't care about going to the mall or having the latest fashion. I'm in the thrift store. I don't care where I'm going on the weekend. I'm gonna be here with my grandmother, picking out everything for like $1 with my little check from working at a part-time job.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I will say, Milwaukee, the fashion. I can't say I've not lived there in like 6 years, but when I was there, I felt deprived. I will say that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel that. That's funny because I actually also started thrifting with my grandma. That's how I even learned about thrifting. But it took me until I got older to really appreciate secondhand clothing because I was like, oh, it's not new. Like, I want new stuff.
Right.
But I feel like now I really appreciate it because it lasts longer. Well, at least most of it. Like, this is sustainable. That's what I was going to ask you how you feel about sustainable fashion and why it's important to you.
Yeah. So I will say, disclaimer, when I started thrifting, of course, it was just like a connection with my grandmother and and I just like you said, the quality of pieces, and that they were unique. As far as the sustainability aspect, I was not even thinking about that. I'm just like, I'm going thrifting. This is what I want to do. It's my hobby.
Right.
But now, I will say that shopping sustainable. That's all I shop. Like 90%, 99% of the things I buy are secondhand, thrifted. If not that, then I'm shopping at another small-owned business, somebody else with the brand. But yeah, I think it's important because a lot of us now, we're not even conscious of like what we're consuming.
Right.
We're just actively just seeing something online is so accessible to us to just point at
for
something.
like $3.
Yeah, and buying, like the Sheins and everything. So
you're done with Shein, like you don't buy fast fashion.
I've never bought anything from Shein.
Oh
ever.
wow.
I've never bought anything from Shein.
Period.
Yeah. I felt the last fast fashion piece I bought was off of this site called Collie. I don't know if you heard of
Oh
Collie.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, that's the last thing I bought. And then I was like, I only work one time. Like,
And
it's like,
you only get like 1 or 2 wears.
yeah.
It's really like, you know, just last minute, you need something to wear.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm like, I didn't feel like I wanted to wear it again. It did what it needed to do, and I was like, I don't feel a connection to it. It wasn't something that I loved, which I feel like I find with vintage pieces, like from the quality, touching them, the uniqueness, like everything. But you know, it's like my little baby.
I feel that. I'm trying to like slowly move into like not wearing fast fashion just because my closet is not really expanding. The more clothes I buy, it's like I gotta throw this away, I get something new, gotta throw this away, you know?
You get a hole in it, you wash it,
Right.
it shrinks up.
Literally.
So yeah, I just feel like vintage and sustainable shopping, it just makes you slow down. Like slow down and actually think about what you're buying and take care of it, because you know it can potentially, you know, be ruined and you'll never have that piece again because it's like a one of one.
Right.
So just be more conscious of what you're doing.
For sure. So, what would you say is a trend that you think needs to just die? Fashion trend.
Let's see. This might take me a while, like I already said. Like, I do have my days where I'm in athleisure. I'm wearing, you know, spandex tights and a t-shirt. Would I want to wear that every day? No. Just based off like I'm just feeling like I'm depriving myself of other clothes. But I guess I would say that like people who just wear like athleisure, like spandex every day.
Yeah, gets old.
Yeah.
It's like you have clothes.
Yeah.
But,
But you're not going to work out. I mean, you can do whatever. Like I said, I wear still too.
I feel like athletic clothes is like my go-to. Like I don't even be working out. Well, I do work out, but it's my go-to like errand run, like
Yeah, that's mine too,
type
yeah.
thing. But not to go out.
If it's your whole wardrobe,
Right.
then I don't
You might need to come
know.
here. But so what's your process when sourcing clothes for your store? And even before Nello Vintage, because I know this store is fairly new.
Yes, I just opened in April this year. Before then, I was online since 2019, just like shipping out orders. So I would say during that time, when I was online, it was just going to the thrift store as much as I could. Like, if you call me, where you at, Chanel? I'm in the thrift store. Like people wouldn't even have to ask me. That's where I was. Going to estate sales too. That was sort of new to me within like the last 5 years. Going to estate sales. I didn't really do that like growing up with my grandmother. I don't know if that was because she didn't know or it just wasn't a big thing up north.
Is that like a flea market type of situation?
Yeah, so an estate sale is basically like if someone is either selling their house, someone has passed away.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Like a yard sale type thing?
Yeah, but you actually, their whole house is for sale. Like
Okay.
you just go on the house days, an estate sale company tags and price everything from like a fork.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I've seen people tag like laundry detergent, like everything can be for sale. But a lot of places, a lot of the houses, they're owned by like people who have a lot of money and they have like closets full of pieces that they just want to get rid of, or maybe they passed away and their family doesn't want them. So you can just go in their closet and you have access to pieces directly from someone over it being donated to a thrift store and then, you know, picked over. And then recently, sourcing pieces has come directly from people. Like they're just coming up to me like, hey, I got stuff to sell. Or I have like a vintage mentor who will send me people who he knows that are older and may have some pieces to sell that I'll go and source them there. So right now it's just any and every method you can think of to source. I've done it.
Okay, I love that. So I know you like spent some time overseas. I think you said London.
Yes.
So what was your experience? Because I know you thrifted there. So
Yes,
what was your
I
experience
did.
thrifting in Europe as opposed to here?
Yeah, so yeah, I lived in London for like 2 years. I went to school there. Um, it it opened my eyes to like the world, like how huge thrifting is and how the vintage scene and world is. Just being over there, I would say a lot of the vintage stores and thrift stores over there were like curated. And I feel like that's where I also brought that to my store now, was just seeing how vintage can be displayed, and it doesn't always have to be in like like thrift stores, like Goodwill, curation.
Yeah.
So they were just really cool. Like there's this place called Brick Lane in London, and the whole there's like a whole underground market and area where people just know to go get vintage there. You want vintage, go to Brick Lane, or if you want vintage, go to Camden Market. Like they have a bunch of different markets and unique places to shop that aren't just like a storefront in London. But yeah, I did some thrifting there. It was a little more pricey because they're in pounds now.
Yeah.
I had dollars and then I have pounds. But it was just cool, even just being in London, to see everyone's fashion. I feel like anyone, any age had some type of style, and I feel like it was embraced, and that everyone felt comfortable just having a unique sense of style in London. So I picked it up too, and I feel like that was a huge influence.
I definitely see it. I love London. It's like super diverse.
It is. It gets a bad rep recently, like with like the diversity and I don't know, but I've been seeing that a lot on TikTok. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, London people, it's not diverse. The food is trash." And
the food is trash.
If you know where to go, it's not
maybe
bad.
But yeah, you lived there for 2 years. I was there for like a month. So
okay, yeah, if you're there, you could figure it out.
Like probably, yeah. I was gonna say like the Caribbean areas, like they be having that work.
Like it's good. Well, I came from Wisconsin, mind you. So compared to Atlanta food, yeah, no, London, no. But like coming from Wisconsin, Milwaukee, yeah.
So like growing up, did you have like that eclectic style that you have now, or did you kind of just grow into that?
I would say yes. I've always just like I've always gravitated towards fashion, and like even like watching shows like Project Runway.
Oh, okay.
And
did you watch America's Next?
I was saying that look, took the words like America's Next Top
That was
Model.
I used to want to be on there.
No, yes.
It's so sad.
I would even try to go apply to little modeling agencies, all of that.
But you model, right? Aren't you a model?
I don't call
You're
myself a model. Okay.
Can't model, y'all.
If people ask me to model, I will model. But
somebody, where the picture?
I'm over there.
Okay, well,
yeah, I modeled in that. I model.
Model.
I model. That's a part of Nello too. But yeah, like I feel like thrifting, it just, I don't know. I feel like that's all I really had to do in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Like that's all I did was go thrifting. That was my hobby. Like outside of that, I'm just going to school, but I really just took that on. I would even sew. I learned how to sew from my grandmother.
Oh.
I would make dresses from scratch. So
multi-talented.
Yes, I don't sew anymore. But it was always in me. I always remember this compliment from one of my managers. I used to work at Kohl's department store. I worked there for like 5 years.
Oh.
And one of the managers, she was like, "You could wear a garbage bag and make it look good."
That's true.
Like, and that has stuck with me. I'm like, yo, she was onto something. Like, I didn't even see it in myself, but like she saw it. She was like, "You could wear garbage bags
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that because I feel like your style is just, it's like, I can't tell if you're taking forever to get ready or if you're just like, and put it on.
Both, but yeah, I'll just be like, it's really good, like put it on, like I'm just trying a bunch of shit, and I'm like, or I'll have like an idea of like what can go, and maybe I'll try on a few more pieces to make it work, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where. Look, my mom would love for me to say it's from her. I'm gonna say it's from my mama, my dad. My parents had style though.
Okay.
My parents had style.
Were they thrifters as well? No. Okay.
See, that's the thing. It's really just my grandmother. Like my dad, he used to hate when I would bring clothes in the house. He would be like, don't bring the thrift clothes in the house. He'd be like, put them in the garage because he's so afraid of them having.
I feel like I've heard
something
like that before.
Yeah. So, but they knew, they like didn't say like don't go thrifting, but they just, no one else in my family did it. Like I just attached to my grandmother, like come on, let's go thrifting. I started driving her around now to go.
Oh, wow. I love that.
But yeah, they all have style.
Were they more into like designer?
I will say, so my mom, she didn't go thrifting, but she can always find a deal.
Okay.
She can find a deal at the department stores, online. She knows how to shop. So I got that also from her. It was like, I'm finding the best deal. If I don't find it here, I can find it another place.
Yeah.
Designer, I would say yes and no. I wouldn't say like they're like designer whores, but like, of course, my mom likes to go get like a nice Coach or stay up to date with the latest like brands for, because we were up north like wearing the latest Columbia or a nice coat. But yeah, as far as just staying contemporary, that was my mom, and staying up to date, yes.
Okay. I love that. So, super thrifter, seamstress, model, DJ. Let's talk about that. So, everyone knows, I'm a DJ too. So that's how we met. And I did your, you had me for one of your events. This is when you had, like you were vending clothes.
Yes, I had a market called the Nello Exchange. You were actually like a backup DJ.
Yeah, no, and it just worked out.
So
Yeah.
perfect. That was meant to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hosted the market, and I was like, I want to incorporate DJing into my brand, just in general. And then I felt that me hosting pop-ups was a great way to start DJing myself, and then also connecting with other DJs. So yeah, that's always been something with Nello since I started, was like finding a way to incorporate me DJing. So I was DJing when I started, like in 2019, but I wasn't fully like putting it out there that I was DJing. So then I felt like with the events, and then just recently I'm just like, it feels good. It makes sense now to just like incorporate all of it. Like why not? I've incorporated like so many other things.
For sure. I think you're doing an amazing job, like incorporating the two. And I love that. And it's such like an inspiration seeing you go from Nello Exchange to Nello Vintage. It's just in like such a small amount of time since I've known you. It's like awesome.
It really does.
So you would say the fashion came before music for you? Or kind of at the same time?
I would say they're all at the same time. I will say that like growing up, my family's huge on music. Like there wasn't a time where, I know a lot of us Black families, there wasn't a time where music was not playing, whether it's like on a weekend, in the car ride, in your room. So like my sister and I, we were very close, and that's what we connected to. My older sister is music. And even down to like karaoke parties with the family. I remember one time we even had someone playing the drums. Like we had like a full band on Christmas, like playing. Like my family's just like huge with music. There's never a time where it's like no one has music. So my sister and I would always play, have the aux, making the playlist. And then in college I would always make the playlist for parties too. So I've always been a DJ.
Like that's how it starts.
Yeah. So my sister and I decided that we wanted to learn how to DJ together back in like 2018, 2019. So yeah, like it's just always been around me, and like I've always been an old soul. Like you see all the albums.
Yeah.
Like I would grow up arguing with like older aunts and uncles about no, that's so and so, that's
right.
From what's it, we call it, that's song, you know, Aretha Franklin. They're like, no, I was there. I'm like, no, I know that's
wrong.
Exactly. So yeah, no, music has always been there too, but I just feel like DJing is, I feel like it's something where unless like you have somebody in your family that DJs, is something like younger people in like our generation, or it might be harder or intimidating to like jump into.
Definitely.
If you don't have someone like guiding you.
Yeah,
like
I would say that.
Yeah,
for sure.
like we grew up with the internet. Like I grew up burning CDs and mixes on LimeWire and XYZ.
Yeah, I honestly can't imagine trying to DJ back in the 90s.
Right.
Like, I'm sure I could figure it out, but...
No, yeah, that's like PhD level. Like...
Oh, no, for real. For real. I just be watching... I'm just like, okay, y'all got it. But I do want to learn the old school turntables as well, because that's also such a vibe for the estate.
It is. I see it's coming back now.
Yeah.
Was it analog? Or what's it called?
Analog. That sounds so familiar. I don't know.
Maybe that's a channel that does. Turntable. It's losing me. The turntable DJs. What is it called?
CDJ, not CDJs, but
What's it called?
the other. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's cut that out.
I'm crying.
Okay.
But so I have to ask. I know you're old soul. What are some artists you grew up listening to, and do you still listen to them now?
I would say growing up, I would say that I would tell people like, yeah, Erykah Badu is my favorite artist. Like I love all of Erykah Badu's albums. Like my mom, of course, put me on. Like a lot of neo soul. Like that's what my mom.
I love neo soul. Yeah. That's really like top tier for me. Like D'Angelo, Jill Scott.
Yeah, Jill Scott. I love Jill Scott. All of that. So any neo soul. I was a huge Sammy fan when he was popping for a little bit.
Okay.
Like Sammy.
I only know one song, but
yeah, I think I had a little crush on him. Like I don't even know his music and all that, but I think I have a little crush on him. What else? Like just classic like R&B. I was a huge Kanye fan. Put out there. I know people not Kanye fans now.
Yeah, I feel like real music lovers like they have to at least appreciate what he's done.
Yeah. And he was from Chicago, so I feel like just being close to Milwaukee and stuff, it was like, like an artist that's, at least like.
I didn't even realize that those two places were close together, because I know he did like a listening party in Milwaukee or somewhere in Wisconsin.
Oh.
I was like, why Wisconsin? It's so random.
Yeah, it's right there. It's like an hour from Chicago.
Oh. Okay.
I love Alicia Keys.
Oh, I feel like I definitely had an Alicia Keys phase.
I did too.
I know you still like have CDs and DVDs. Do you like watch them, so listen to them, or do you just listen to streaming platforms?
I do not have a CD player right now, but that's
you gotta get one.
I know I have to get one. Yeah, I'm not proud of yours. But yeah, that's.
I don't even use it.
You know?
I used to, but it's really just for aesthetic.
Yeah, well keep it, because you never know.
Yeah. I used to have a Brat Star radio
player. In my head. Like I'm seeing it.
I'm seeing it. I remember. I still have my first show.
Really? What CD is it?
Mary J. Blige was 411 remix.
So your parents have shoes?
My parents had me like, yeah, I feel like my parents, I feel like they really bonded through music. So, and then my grandparents were jazz musicians, so it's kind of like it's in there.
Yes, no, yeah,
Maybe
for
not
sure.
on me.
For sure. Like, it's in a lot of us. We just gotta accept it.
Yeah, for sure. But what's your favorite genre to play? Because I feel like you're really a vibe creator. Like when you play music, like it's just like a whole vibe, and it's like a long song. I don't know how to explain it. It's like an experience.
That's a really great compliment. I will say, like, well, when people ask me, like, what's your DJ bio, XYZ, I'll say that I'm a open format DJ with a strong house influence or strong house base. Because I always go back to house. Whether I'm, like, mixing in R&B, hip-hop, whatever, like, I'm still having, like, the song that's mixing with it, like a hip-house song.
I feel that. House is really a go-to. I feel like all house music, it just has like this euphoric situation.
Yes, and that's what I love. And I like when I started DJing, when I was trying to find my sound, I started, of course, with like what I grew up with or what artists I like listening to. So that would be a lot of hip hop and R&B artists.
Yeah.
And then once I started, listening to more music and I found house, I just felt myself just like going back to house. I'm like, yeah, I can mix hip hop and R&B, but like I don't want to do it no more. Like I don't want to solely just do that.
Right.
So I just found a way to like combine all of it. But yeah, house is just amazing.
I would say that's something like your fashion sense and your music taste has in common, like the diversity and versatility of it. Just like you said, trash bag. You can just do anything and it's gonna.
I'm gonna try it. One thing, I'm gonna try it.
It's gonna get it.
Yeah, at least try. And then I've also just recently just found myself like not even listening to a lot of music with lyrics. Like sometimes now lyrics annoy me.
I feel it. I really do.
I don't want to hear it.
It's hard to focus for me, like with lyrics, especially because I'm just trying to sing along.
Right. And I'm like, wait, because you know how like older generations are like, don't listen to that music because then you're gonna be influenced by X, Y, Z. But like sometimes I do feel like that. Like I don't care that Summer Walker is breaking up with someone, so like I don't want to hear this right now.
Yeah, I feel it.
But yeah, I would say house for sure is like my go-to. Like all of my playlists that I have right now are mainly like house playlists. They're like a variation of maybe this is like house jazz or maybe it's like another variation of house or even drum and bass. I play that sometimes. Miami bass.
Oh wow, you in the subgenres.
Yeah, look, I've
I love that.
been digging deep. So yeah, that's mainly like 90% of the time I'm listening to music. I have some form of music on and adding to a playlist for a mix, which I need to just like slow down and stop putting like that too.
No, I love that. Honestly, like I've been trying to find ways to find more music. I've been like on Billboard and then on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But I don't know, keeping up. Well, I feel like as a DJ, like you kind of have to keep up with like new music. But I feel like the way you incorporate the way your sound is, I feel like you don't really need to do that. It's such a vibe.
Yeah, I sometimes like if I like a song and like I see that it's popular, then I'll try to incorporate it. But I'm usually not like going to like the top 100s and seeing what's popular. I'm just like letting music come to me, I guess.
Yeah.
And if it sounds good, then I'll play. But yeah, I try not to like feel too pressured about.
I love Tony.
We're
We're
rolling.
on tour right now.
No, I didn't.
SWD and
Yep.
somebody else.
And we're rolling. You're good to go.
So, how do you want to be remembered? Like, what do you want your legacy? 100 years.
Big question. I would like to be remembered as someone who follow their, oh, it sounds corny, follow their heart.
That's not, I mean,
It's corny.
That's
I
real,
want
though.
to be remembered as someone who is not corny. Yeah, I guess like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess someone who follows their heart and their passion,
Yeah.
who's not afraid to do what they wanted to do,
for sure.
who trusted themselves,
Mhm.
wasn't afraid to be different, to inspire others, and whether that be intentional or not, someone who is intentional about what they do and then that shows to other people.
For sure.
I don't know if I'm answering the question.
No,
right.
you are. And I feel like you have been such an inspiration, not just to me, but so many other people that you probably don't even like realize, or like people that you don't even know. So that's amazing, and it's such an honor for me to even be here sitting with you right now. And thank you so much for being here. Well, I'm here because this is you, but thank you for having me.
No, yes.
And once again, it's your girl DJ Fiba here with Nello Village. Nello Vintage. Oh no.
Nello Vintage guy.
Nello Vintage. I don't know address, but
You can find me on Instagram at Nello Vintage, Nello Vintage, and I have a website at nellovintage.com. Oh, and if you want to come shop with me in person, I'm here in Atlanta, West Midtown. Just Google me.
you heard it here, y'all. True Colors TV, Nello Vintage, and we out.